OARC, Oman Aluminium Rolling Company, based in Soha, the industrial center of the Sultanate of Oman, has selected Globus, based in Turin, Italy, to design, procure and commission a new coil coating and finishing plant that to expand and integrate downstream its casting and rolling operations. The coil coating and finishing plant has a production capacity of 25,000 tons per year and is located across the road from the rolling plant. Aluminum roll strip coils are transported from the rolling plant to the new plant by truck. Here they are first painted and then slit and packed for delivery to customers worldwide. The new plant is composed of 2 large production bays and 1 smaller bay holding the auxiliary equipment and the utilities distribution systems. An office building, a canteen and workers' facilities building complete the complex. The coil coating bay holds the main production line. The painting line is 160 meters long and 60 meters high. It includes 4 technological processes: strip surface cleaning, strip surface protection against corrosion, color paint coating, paint curing and solvents destruction through oxidation with heat recovery, all integrated in a continuous endless operation. In the line entry section, coils received from the rolling plant are held on coil saddles. While the process section of the line is being fed by the coil loaded on one payoff, a coil car transfers the next coil to the other payoff. Coil is set in motion and strips start being threaded. The head of the new coil is threaded to the entry pinch roll and lifted to the flyover structure where possible out of gauge or shape first meters are sheared off. The head is then threaded towards the stitching press, ready to join the tail of the fishing coil. While tail and head are stored for joining, the line process section is being fed with strips stored in the accumulator. As soon as the stitch is done, the strip starts running out of the entry section again and the accumulator is filled again, to be ready to feed the process section of the line during the next coil's joining. The production process starts with strip cleaning, composed of 4 successive degreasing and rinsing stages, followed by strip protection coating and drying. Paint coating is applied twice, and each coating is immediately cured. Prime coating of 5 to 10 microns dry is applied by means of an S-type coater on both sides of the strip simultaneously. The strip then travels through the prime oven, a catenary hot air type where solvents are evaporated and paint cured at 250 degrees Celsius. After leaving the oven, the painted strip is cooled first by air and then by demineralized water down to 40 degrees Celsius. The strip then travels back above the prime oven to return to the coating room. 2 finish coating machines are used to apply the finish paint layer of 10 to 20 microns dry thickness. The first one is placed on the base floor and is equipped with 1 coating head to apply paint on the strip top side. The second one is located on the upper level and is equipped with 2 heads to apply paint on both sides of the strip simultaneously. The top side heads of the lower and upper coaters work alternatively. While one is applying paint on the strip, the other is being prepared for the next job. The change from one color to the next one is done on the fly without loss of production by retracting one head and closing in the other on the strip. The finished paint layers are then cured in the finish oven. Large ducts located behind the line convey the exhaust air extracted from the ovens and laden with solvents to the thermal oxidizer, with VOC are destroyed at very high temperature. The incineration process heat is recovered to preheat the makeup air re-injected in the ovens to compensate for the extracted exhaust air and to heat the water used in the cleaning process section. This integrated system ensures no VOC emissions in the atmosphere and substantially reduces energy consumption of the line. After air and water cooling, the strip enters the exit section of the line through the exit accumulator. The finished painted strip is recoiled on the exit rewinder. When the coil is finished and a new color strip is approaching, the strip is stopped and shared. The accumulator is progressively filled with the strip continuously flowing out of the finished coating section, while the full coil is offloaded by the coil car. After a new cardboard spool is automatically loaded into the rewinder mandrel, the strip head is threaded forward and the first turns coiled on the mandrel by means of the belt wrapper. While the strip builds up the coil, the accumulator is emptied and gets ready for the next coil change. The finishing line bay stands adjacent to the coil coating line bay and holds one slitting line and two packaging lines. Painted coils are either slit in narrow webs by means of the slitting line or directly packed for delivery. Slit coils are packed individually or in a small batch. The slitted line is capable of slitting the full coil width in up to 20 ribbons at speeds of 100 meters per minute. Painted coils are loaded on the payoff and the strip is threaded to the share where strip's head can be sheared off. The slitting unit is composed of an upper and lower shafts, each one holding a proper number of knives and spacers, assembled according to an automatic program to deliver the required number of cuts and ribbons widths. A second set of shafts with knives and spacers is held on a turnstile support, ready to be installed in line for the next job. When the parallel slit ribbons reach the exit unit, they are pinched and pulled towards the rewinder. The table over the pit opens and the ribbons are left flown down in it. Differential lengths will be automatically compensated by each ribbon loop. The process starts and the whole coil is slit or rewound. The slit narrow width coils, held tight by the coil car press down roll, are offloaded from the rewinder mandrel and then transferred to the packaging line. Slit web coils rest on the turnstile arms. They can be packed together or one by one. In the latter case, the tilter takes one strip coil at a time from the arm of the turnstile, rotates it from the horizontal axis to the vertical axis, and then conveys into the packaging line. The rotating roller conveyor receives the strip coil and centers it to allow the manual strapping. It rotates by 90 degrees, stops and automatically centers in such a manner that the operator can apply the 4 stops. The strip coil then proceeds to the weighing roller conveyor, which centers it longitudinally. A measurement device checks the position to ensure that the axis of the strip is aligned with the gripper, and the load cells weigh the strip coil. The pickup gripper stacks the trap coils on a pallet. A forklift transfers the pallet to the next station. Where the stud coils are wrapped with stretch polyethylene. A second packaging line is used for full coils offloaded from the coil coating line. Painted coils are transferred directly from the paint line rewinder to the turnstile of the packaging line. Coils can be offloaded and packed from the turnstile arms by a dedicated coil car or directed to the packaging line. To start the packaging sequence, the tilter takes the coil from the turnstile arm and tilts it onto a pallet, flipping the coil axis from horizontal to vertical. A chain conveyor then moves the coil to the wrapping station. The coil, held in precise position by a vertical press plate, is wrapped with stretch polyethylene. The next conveyor takes the coil to the strapping station. The rotary conveyor rotates, stops and automatically centers the coil every 90 degrees, allowing the operator to strap the coil to the pallet. The last conveyor weights the pallet and holds it in place for the forklift downloading and transfer to the storage area.